My name is Ivan O'Regan and I have a Boston Scientific deep brain stimulation implanted back 6 months ago now. I'm 42 now, but when I was 31 I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, early onset. The symptoms that arrived, I suppose, initially were kind of a small bit of a shake, and I used to work with a computer most of the time, and I couldn't do the simple things. Like, I was pretty decent on typing and all that sort of stuff. When I was initially diagnosed, we were told about deep brain stimulation, but it was something that we thought about in years. We thought it was way ahead, it was for people that may be older than myself, like 60 or 70 or something. But as time went on, the symptoms got worse. We had 2 kids, Effie's 5 and Alice's 3, in the middle of it all.
So I'm Eleanor O'Sullivan. I'm Ivan's partner. We were only together, about 5 years or so at the time, so I've known Ivan longer with Parkinson's than without. You think of old people. You don't ever see any pictures of young families or younger people or active people continuing to work. So I suppose we were afraid. We didn't know what was going to happen. First few years, it wasn't so bad. We continued as normal, travelled, did everything people do. But it gets worse, and there's tweaks in medication, side effects, mental health issues. It did get really bad before DBS. I'm not sure we'd still be a couple, to be honest. I'm not actually sure you'd still be here. Things had got that bad. Now is when he needs to be active. Now is when, we can do things and we're younger. And then it was like, right, well, if DBS can give us that, let's explore it. And we actively sought it out at that point.
Sure, there's been a massive difference.
It's night and day.
Night and day. We never even thought about beforehand. For the last few years, we wouldn't have even thought about going on a holiday or anything like that. And we've been on a holiday even since we went to Wales, and simple things like turning inside in the bed. I could never turn inside in the bed. I used to lie on my right side all the time, and I used to have a bar on the side of the bed and pull myself out of the bed in the mornings, or else
morning
or
4 o'clock.
Or 4 o'clock in the morning, exactly. Sleep was another.
After going to bed at maybe 2, sleep wasn't happening for either of us. When you've no sleep, there's nothing going right, to be perfectly honest. Ivan was stuck in a chair for hours. At night time, I wouldn't go to sleep because I'd be afraid he would be stuck on the floor. And he might call me and I wouldn't hear him. Then he'd get up at maybe, 4, 5. I'd be awake then listening out as well. And that's all changed. We actually sleep now, which is, it seems like a small thing. It's massive.
Yeah, it's a massive thing.
We couldn't plan anything.
Yeah.
Like Ivan
Because
said,
it used to take me hours in the morning. Even when I get up, it'd take me hours in the morning just to get going. Whereas now I'm always going. And I suppose with Effie and Alice starting school, I don't think we would have been able to. I can't even imagine how things would have been if I didn't have this done.
That seems so simple for most people, getting out to work in the morning, making an early appointment for something, getting to school. For us, that was like, oh my God, how are we actually going to manage that?
I used to love playing golf. And I suppose with small kids as well, I didn't really get the chance, but slowly, I never even considered it beforehand. But I'm back playing golf now again. And I joined the gym only recently, so.
Oh my. Hello, Alice.
My sister used to work for Boston Scientific, and I suppose one of my childhood friends as well also works there, John Willis. He works with Boston Scientific, and there's another ex-Dairygold employee, Marianne O'Donnell. She works with the facility in Clonmel. So yeah, I suppose, and initially when we were looking at DBS as well, I think we went on a few webinars. Boston Scientific, they hold a few webinars as well about DBS, so we kind of went and had a look at them as well. So,
well, I suppose when we had decided to go for DBS, there are other names out there as well, but it was Boston Scientific we wanted to go with. I think in particular because of the roughly 20 years we can get from a battery. That was a big thing.
It's made a massive change to our lives.
before this, we couldn't consider even going on a holiday. And for what you do now, we can make plans, we can agree to going to weddings. That, an invitation to a wedding would be something like that would bring dread. And the devices that you make that possible for us now to just, accept invitations, make appointments.
Do you want to come out here?
This is all day, every day.
Fun, so.
We told them in the morning there will be people coming to talk about Daddy's operation and,
Daddy's wires.
Yeah, that's what they call them, Daddy's wires.
In her hand.
One of the things, I was saying, people don't think of younger people, because we're not exactly spring chickens now, but, when it comes to Parkinson's, like we were starting out in life. We hadn't bought our house, we didn't have children, we've done all that since, I wouldn't worry about him doing things at the moment. But before, I would be like that, and Ivan was probably, tormented for me saying, are you all right? Are you sure? Should you be doing that? And, that sort of thing. And that is one of the big things with DBS. We don't think about any of that now. It's just, we're actually living life as normal, or, as close to normal as possible. There is no, what we would call off periods. He is moving 24 hours a day, and that's what we wanted. We know it's not a cure, we know it won't slow it, but it's allowing us to live.